All right, guys. Well, it is Monday morning. I just looked back over numbers for Q2 so far, and it has just been abysmal. Since basically like the end of March, first part of April, everything tanked. I took 2.5 weeks off to go on vacation. My sales have still not really rebounded, and I know everybody's down. I've got 24 going out for a total of $500.86. I got 8 that have to ship this morning, so let's take a look at those real quick. My wife's aunt was cleaning out her basement and found a bunch of models, like 10 models, and they're all like taken out of the plastic, but the trees are all still together. So I did some research and I priced them on the low end of brand new sealed or the high end of used. And this one sold for $30. It would have originally been $70. But it would have been plastic sealed. Maybe I could get $60 for it, but I put it at $30.50 free shipping, and it sold right away. And I know that's a low price, but like I said, I'm having trouble getting any sales, so I'm pricing things to move, especially things that I got for free. Like I have nothing into that. If selling it at half of retail, because it's really maybe $40, but if that helps generate income, helps generate sales, get things moving, as they say, that is great. Took an offer on this for $7 plus shipping. I bought 100 of these kinds of signs. A bunch of them say no dumping allowed. Some of them say house for rent. Some of them say no fishing. That just a bunch of different ones, probably 10 different SKUs, and 6, 8, 10 of each one. And I paid nothing for them at high bid auction. And they've been clicking off. $7 plus shipping. Paid 75 cents for these. You may remember, well, you can't see, this is 25 cents, but there's 3 bags to get the whole lot. These helmets, and they don't, I mean, they're not big money, obviously. Sold for $16 free shipping, but I'm into them for 75 cents. And they're a neat collectible thing. Probably been listed for 2-3 weeks. This St. Louis hat, I paid $1 for it, with 50, 60 hats that I paid $1 a piece for. It's a painter's hat, it's Cardinals, and it's stained. So it probably wasn't even worth listing. It's hat for a year and a half, and eventually did sell for $9 plus shipping. These boots, Dansko was a big deal during the pandemic when nurses had a little bit of money in their pocket because they were working all that overtime, and people were buying Dansko shoes. And I know I found these then, and they've been sitting for 3 years probably, so I'm not buying Danskos anymore, but I had these in the store and they got ended and sold to similar. $15 free shipping. Probably, I mean, at 3 years in the store, it's not even worth counting the cost, because we wrote them off on taxes a long time ago. I probably didn't pay anything for them. They're the $15 free shipping. I'm breaking even. $14 free shipping. This thing was in the death pile. It doesn't weigh anything. I'll just wrap it in bubble wrap and put it in a poly mailer. These sell quickly, and when you pick them up for maybe $1, then they're worth doing, because at $14 free shipping, my $1 investment will turn into 5 or 6. Not a ton of money, but I mean, if you sell things like that take a grand total of 3-4 minutes, and you can do 20 a day, then those 4 20s turn into a little bit of money. I got a bunch of these. I paid $2 a piece for a bunch of these oil cans, and some of them were full, some of them were empty, some of them were ratted out at the bottom, some of them were metal. This is composite. You can see it's like cardboard, like a biscuit tin kind of thing. And so these are less desirable if they're cardboard composites. The metal ones are pretty good. Wolf's Head is a weird brand. It's not a lot of them out there. I paid $2 a piece and ended up with 50 of them, and those are the last ones that I had, and they're worth the least by a long shot. They sold for $15 plus shipping, And I think those just came out of the death pile. I bought those probably almost a year ago, and I didn't list them all because I had a bunch of those wolf head ones, and they weren't selling super fast, so I held on to those until everything else was sold out. And then I found them in the death pile the other day, and those have been listed like a week. I went to a yard sale and I paid I paid 50 cents for this, and it is supposed to be 8 of these bells. Well, it turns out it was like 3 from this brand and then a couple from other brands. And anyway, I paid either a quarter or 50 cents for the bag, and sold for $15 free shipping. Couldn't be easier to mess with. It's like this kind of thing where it folds out, and this one makes a pumpkin. I had a couple of these pumpkins that weren't worth listing, so I'm going to throw those in with the order, because better than donating them, in my opinion. Make that customer happy. And then that's the 8 that have to sell or that have to ship today. So I'm going to get those out of here, and then we'll talk about the other things that sold. All right, well, it is much, much later in the day, and I wanted to bring to your attention, you remember these 2 tables that I picked up at Goodwill the other day, but at $7, not very much work's going to go into that to put it on Marketplace for maybe $50. And then this one was $13 and change. Mrs. Mod and Pop Thrift put those up on Facebook Marketplace, and they have both sold for $50 a piece. So that's great. And acknowledgement goes to Mrs. Mod and Pop Thrift as the inventory controller, who has been going through and doing a lot of the end and sell similar on the oldest material in the store. And so some of that's been selling. And since we talked last, I was like, oh, sales are abysmal, but I'm going to keep doing the work and eventually it'll pop. I'm at over $400 in sales since we talked to you earlier today and got the shipping done. It is now like 5 o'clock, and that was at 11, and I've sold $400. So we're gonna hit a bunch. We'll hit a bunch of that stuff. The first thing that sold from that group was this Salad Master that I picked up for $5 the other day. Sold for $115 free shipping. Really good get. Bear with me a minute. So you guys remember we went to Morris, Illinois the other day on the way home from Chicago Museum tour, and Asher found this Caterpillar train toy for $4.40, and we listed it and it sold today. Well, this was in their store on $6.19, which was less than a month ago, and we sold it today on eBay for $41 free shipping. Won't be super cheap to ship, but given we only spent $5 and it sold for $41, even if it's $12 to ship, we're still gonna make pretty darn good money on a flip that quick. Paid $1 a piece for these at a garage sale probably 6-8 months ago. I did not expect to get to sell them because I thought Mrs. Mod and Pop Thrift would decide that they were so good she had to keep them. They're from Urban Outfitters, and they would have been $20 a piece at Urban Outfitters, and we had them listed, and they sold for that. They sold for $39, so that's even $1 beyond retail, but they went free shipping. But I mean, $1 into $40, pretty darn good. You guys were with me the other day when I spent $8 on this Schumacher. Schumacher is a great brand. Shout out Grams and Pops on YouTube. They were the first people to tell me, hey, you ought to pick these up, and they had them on a BOLO list. I paid $8 2 days ago, 3 days ago, sold for $70, free shipping. Going to North Dakota, which I think is where Grams and Pop's from, which is weird. Let's talk about these. Spent $5 on a Cuisinart food processor, and this is the mixing bowl, the mixing blade, and the lid. We spent $5 on the whole thing. This sold for $13.90. This sold for $12.80. But the blade was the first thing to sell, and it sold for $13.80, $13.30 also. all two different buyers, oddly enough. So this, I said when I picked this up, like this probably wouldn't be worth picking up as to sell it as a whole unit, but that's like, it's $45 is an overestimate, and then it's free shipping. But that is, you know, easily $40 worth of sold listings and $20 worth of profit. And I would have had $20. I would have gotten $20 plus shipping for the whole thing had I listed it all together. So when it's worth it, part it out. Whether or not you're in doubt, it might be worth parting out. Earlier this morning, Aunt Fanny gave me several model cars. This was another one, and it sold. She was cleaning out the basement, wanted to make room. This one sold for 30 bucks, and it is, none of these were sealed, but they are brand new on the inside, and so that's cool. High bid auction. I paid $2.50 for a box of knickknack stuff. In that box was this pair of glasses. I was hoping that they were something that they are not. They are neat, but they're so rigid and like as flat as they can be, not shaped to fit your face, and pretty. These are going to be on a mannequin. These are going to be on a display of some sort. They're probably not going to be on a human face. Sold for $10 plus shipping. I am not very deep into them. Mrs. Mod Pop has been listing ends and sell similar. This was on that list. And so we normally mark something down 10%, put the item location, update the item location, then end the item, and then everything that we end in a given hour, a 2 hours session, we then go back and hit sell similar and relist all of that. I did that with all of my hats today, but then half of them I scheduled out for tomorrow. So I've got like 25 end and sell similar hats today, and like I think 27 to go up live tomorrow. This shirt has a poem on the back of it by Robert Frost. I'll hold it and you can pause it and read it if you need to. But it's a cool shirt. It was a Goodwill pickup a long time ago. She ended and sold similar it, and it sold for $10 free shipping. It was in the store already and obviously not performing, so just ending and selling similar got it to a price and in front of an audience that made somebody want to buy it. Probably it would have sold had we not reduced the price, but our policy is reduce the price and then end and sell similar, because it makes the editing, in my opinion, it makes the editing easier. You don't have to do you don't have to edit each one individually. It brings them up as a bulk thing. I think it's easier to do that way. $10 free shipping on this hat. It was a whatnot thing. I thought it would be good because it's tobacco advertisement. I was wrong. Not profitable, but we've had a lot of really profitable things. Remember the other day we spent $3 on Wally with the cheap remote. There's one that has a black button here and then has like 47 buttons on the controller. It's on the shelf on Commonwealth Pickers channel, but this is the cheaper one. Sold for $25 free shipping. We paid $3 several days ago. It's gonna not be cheap to ship, but it's gonna be profitable. Billie Eilish. I was picking up Billie Eilish shirts for a little while, like speccing that they would go up in value. They did not. This one's big enough to fit me, but it has a big stain on it. Sold for $10 plus shipping. Not a great shirt. Not something I would pick up again, but it's been in the store a while and it did eventually sell. This was in the buy out another guy's store hoodie, Marvel, medium, Deadpool. I would not have picked this up, but it was in a bulk buyout. Sold for $16 free shipping. Another of your aunt's favorite. This one has, oh no, it was the first one that had a nudie girl on it and I didn't point it out. This one has like a pinup girl. The other one's actually a naked, similar image of a fully naked human being. on the outside of the box. I was a little bit surprised about that. But anyway, this one I got for free a couple of days ago, and it sold for $21.99 free shipping. Not going to be a joy to ship, not going to be super profitable, but there were 1 million listed and very few sold. Little Caesars pizza. It cleaned up real nice. I dropped it on the floor. I think this came from, I can't remember. This might have come from a yard sale. The back tie on it, like they sewed it up so that it's no longer adjustable, but you could probably cut that. $16.99 plus shipping. So Little Caesars uniform, vintage uniform hats tend to perform well enough for me. Ted the Nuge, look at the title. I misspelled the title. So these sold anyway. I picked up a box of bumper stickers, and most of them are like Ducks Unlimited, and it's just a decal of the duck head from Ducks Unlimited and that kind of thing. Deer heads around with the state of Illinois around them, like hunting association things. These were Ted Nugent related, so I paired them together. They sold for $12.99 free shipping, and I'm in $5, and I haven't even listed the rest of them. So that wasn't a good get necessarily. Back here you'll see an oscilloscope. What's an oscilloscope, you ask? I don't know. It was free at a yard sale, and I picked it up and I comped it, and it was worth taking home and figuring out what to do with it. And it sold for $65 free shipping. Still not going to be a great thing because it's probably going to cost me $30 to ship. But I got it for free, and it's sold as is for parts not working. So there's no real risk in it. Same buyer bought both of these McDonald's employee pins. This one's a turkey and this one's 2 flags. This one sold for $6 plus shipping, and this one sold for $5 plus shipping. They bought them at different times and didn't even mention to me that they were the same person buying them, so they bought them at the price they wanted them at. These were $1.84, I think, at Goodwill each the other day, so I'm $4 into them. Sold together for $19 free shipping. Not a ton of money, but some money, and I'm glad to be getting some money coming in because I started this video not making money. Bumble Ball, $24.99. Levi picked it up for $1.85 at Goodwill, and it sold pretty quick. This here Pigmania, another $1.84 that same day as the Bumble Ball. This just had a box that was like, that's old, and there were 2 of them, and this one is the better of the 2. The box is a little messed up. It's just unglued, so it could be glued back together. It had the pen, and you got think Yahtzee, only you're playing with 2 pigs, and whatever position your 2 pigs land in is how you score points. And so this is like the different positions that the pigs can land in. Some of them more suggestive than others, and then you shake them in the Yahtzee tin that's called a pig pen, and it's just a cute spin on Yahtzee. This one is complete and in reasonably nice shape, so it's sold relatively quickly. The other one is less complete, doesn't have the pen, doesn't have the pad. The box is not in good shape, so it's significantly cheaper, and it didn't sell as fast. More of the same. Harry Tornado Batman pins sold for $5.39 plus shipping. Same aunt who gave me the models was cleaning out a couple weeks ago and got rid of this coffee maker. So I have nothing. This is not the kind of thing I would pick up. It's not the kind of thing I would put in my store. But when somebody gives it to me for free and it sells for $22 free shipping, what am I losing by listing? I have nothing into it. It's brand new, so it's gonna work. There's no cleaning, no testing, just putting it in a box and letting it move on. Even if I only make $5, I don't think I'm gonna make that little bit of money. Okay, Star Trek books are not worth messing with, almost ever. I got a big pile for free and made 3 lots out of them, and they all sold for around this same deal, $7 plus shipping. So at free, it's worth messing with, but I don't mess with Star Trek books. Almost never worth it. What else? Anything else that we... No, that's the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm going to let you guys get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for following and clicking the bell. We'll see you on the next one.